What up, guys? Finally, after all this time, we finally have something to sell you guys on the channel. I can't wait for you to see this. We can finally be like every other obnoxious channel on YouTube. Buy our original content, The Dark Rift Volume 1, Escape from Earth, starring myself and Mac the Rebel. You know what I'm saying? Gaz has helped us out with some means testing at Planet X Comics. Twitch.tv/Planet X Games just rebranded, new logo, new banner, new artwork, so go check those out. And obviously, the reason why we were here, we're just going to let it build up for you guys, see if anybody populates the room. But the reason why we were here is Cocaine Bear, the seminal 2023 epic starring Ray Liotta, rest in peace. I think we have two upvotes here, being myself and Mac, Coke Escovedo, who quite enjoyed it. We got Cocaine Parrot here for this epic 2023 review, so that should, we'll see how that goes. Kind of roll the dice on that one. But yeah, man, that's where we're at. Definitely. One thing, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this, but I did some Cocaine Bear hashtags on Twitter right before we came on for the promo with the link, and it has a custom Cocaine Bear emoji. So Cocaine Bear has hashtag emoji superstardom, so that's a good start to our review, I think. But definitely hit us with comments in the comments in the live chat. We'll take questions if you want, and let us know what you think. We quite enjoyed it. I mean, I can kick us off, or unless you want to go first, Mac. I think we should start with us before Gaz ruins the party.
Because I'm always miserable.
When he brings in the classic British perspective, the show will take a downward trajectory. So, however you want to go, Mac, you
I'll let you go first on this one, though.
All right, cool. I'm with it. So, I want to watch a couple other reviews, like Mr. H and such. See what, because I know people are being like critical about this and critical about that, like. You went to a movie called Cocaine Bear is number one. And number two is, we got to start with how it's a real story as well before we get into our review. That will be my angle back. But you saw the trailer, I'm assuming, because if you're a Ray Liotta fan, you're like, oh, I got to see the Cocaine Bear. Actually, shout out to Gabe, the Zodiac Files editor, Zodiac Files episode 4 coming soon. He's the one who sent me the Cocaine Bear trailer. And like, I seen Ray Liotta. I seen the Cocaine Bear. I was like, I'm going to that. You know what I mean? So get into it, guys. This is an actual real story that happened in, I believe it was 1985. And they have the Cocaine Bear. It's stuffed at one of the malls. I think it's maybe Tennessee or Louisiana or something like that. I don't know if the events necessarily played out 100% as the narrative in the movie Cocaine Bear played out. There's probably some embellishment there. But definitely those smuggler guys were throwing coke out of that little plane in the beginning. This is going to be a no spoiler interview, but I'm talking about the real story. I'm not talking about spoilers for the movie, although that there's a brief scene in the movie that does cover some of this. And basically what happened is the one pilot who was like that, like ex-military guy, he was the one like running the op, and they were throwing that luggage over the forest, Georgia, and the other co-pilot, that guy really wasn't like involved much. Nice, good idea, Steve Walker. Whoa, Walker. So the other guy, he was just co-piloting. He didn't actually know what the cargo on board was. And that first dude, who was like a crazy, like kind of like paramilitary, like DB Cooper like type of guy, he jumped out and parachuted, and his chutes didn't open, so like he like broke his legs or whatever. He died in the fall. But the other guy survived. The other co-pilot, his chute worked, and they questioned that guy, and they realized like he didn't really know anything about what happened. So what happened was a hunter came into the woods and found a dead bear that was like a younger age bear than like just being dead on the ground for no reason. And he's just like walked around the bear. He couldn't find anything that was wrong with it, any reason like why it would die. And that guy found the packages ripped open, the Cocaine Bear. So when the cocaine ate the coke and snorted the coke, he sprinted as fast, or she rather sprinted as fast as she could through the woods. using like every muscle, and that just caused the system to completely shut down. Because like I'm guessing before 1985, a bear had never been on cocaine before anywhere. So that's a real story. There's a sick I forget what the dude's channel is that does all those real like monsters, and I'll try to ping that guy's channel here. He has a dope breakdown of it. The actual movie, freaking amazing. It's pretty cool how they kept the bear like female, like the real story and whatnot. And I really didn't think there was any downsides to it. I really didn't think there was like really much downtime. Even the CGI and the look. So I guess it was Elizabeth Banks that like directed this movie, and I guess there was a lot of like people like being critical of like if she could pull something off or not. Basically, from what I read, which was not much. I just thought she did an amazing job. Honestly, the CGI on the cocaine bear looks better than a bunch of other movies that have obviously way bigger budgets. Like as Gad said, a la Fartful and other stuff. So Hollywood could really look at what they did on a cocaine bear with a micro budget and really take notes and see that if you stretch a budget, if you have a type of director that can stretch a budget and do a lot with a little. I thought it was awesome. The jokes are absolutely like hilarious between the kind of, if you want to call them action sequences, if you will, given the movie's called Cocaine Bear. And the humor was definitely there. Obviously, I thought Ray Liotta was amazing. You know what I mean? If that is his final performance, I super enjoyed it. I thought it was a perfect role for him. Dude was hilarious. He was awesome as usual. I think maybe the last thing I saw him in was Blackbird. Before that, did we see him in anything else? I'm trying to think of anything else that I remember that was new, but it was amazing. Unique personalities for Cocaine Bear, I agree. But you could go ahead, Mac, and piggyback off that, or
no, for sure. Like I would say, like even though this is based off a true story, I'm sure like there were just some parts in the movie where they needed to take some sort of liberties just to make it more entertaining.
I'm sure.
We have the true story,
Mhm.
Telling it the true way could be boring. Who knows?
Yeah. But, a little unfortunate and sad.
But yeah, I think they took a lot of liberty with this one, especially with being a true story of about like what happened in the wilderness of what was it, Chattahoochee?
Yeah. It's crazy.
So yeah, man. I mean, I like I said, I found it entertaining as it is. Like I said before, it was like a 90s B movie slasher type movie.
Yeah, I agree.
The serial killer's a freaking bear, The bear is Jason, the bear, you know what I mean? So it's obviously induced on cocaine. Another reason why you don't feed the bears, including drugs. So but yeah, man, this is
hilarious.
It was just awesome. An entertaining film. Like
it was.
Like, jokes aside, action and all that, to me it was just entertaining because
I agree.
That's something you would expect, like I said, off a low budget B movie and all that. I don't freaking something like this, but for something like this, I'm sure like if it was done right, it would pretty much be entertaining and viewable. You know what I mean? To the ones that are interested in something like this that did occur. So yeah, man. Even little true stories like, happened in the 80s, like whenever it had something to do with drugs or serial killers or whatever.
Yeah. I thought it was epic. I didn't even really know about it being based on a true story until the movie started getting more like stuff on the internet, like after the movie came out, Like I think I did hear like maybe like once or see an article about it back in the day, but you know what I mean? So that was just nuts.
Yeah, man. Definitely Ray Liotta did a good job on this. It's like a drug handler in this one. So
yeah. Perfect role.
Perfect
for Liotta.
I would say like I don't know why, but I don't even mind O'Shea Jackson Jr. being in it. Also seeing that his resume is a little better. So
yeah, agreed. I think his resume is looking a lot better.
Obviously from playing his dad straight out of Compton to what you call Den of Thieves with Gerald Butler and all. So
yeah, I was gonna talk about him too. He was in Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, I didn't watch that, but I mean, it just shows that he's got a diverse resume. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, man. I'm afraid.
You know who we're talking about, guys?
I'm not as brave as.
I don't actually, and I've seen Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He's talking about the dude that plays Ice Cube in Straight Outta Compton. It's actually Ice
Oh
Cube's
yeah,
son.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like one of the leads in Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
We thought that was him. Yeah. So, as Max said, I think his resume is getting a lot better with.
He's fun too.
He's in Godzilla, Mac, King of Monsters. I didn't see that either. So he's in a few things I haven't seen, but he's in Drunk History, which is hilarious. Anyway, carry on, Mac.
Drunk History.
Yeah, have you ever seen that?
I heard of the show. Yeah, I wanted to watch.
They basically like retell like crazy things that happened when like people were drunk, but they'll have like comedians and actors do it. So there's like tons of people in it. There's like Will Sasso and like, you know what I mean? There's like tons of actors that have done it, like people with their, like, you know, big names. It's pretty hilarious.
Check it out for sure.
Yeah. But what you got anything else back? You want to?
Oh, me? Nah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, guys. Cue it up, guys, you party pooper.
Well, to be honest, man, this is what's weird. I watch shitty movies like this all the time.
I thought this was a layup for you. I thought this was...
Yeah, and sadly, I thought it sucked. The CGI was shite.
See, I don't think the CGI was bad. I mean,
it's shite, man.
I don't know. I've seen worse though, dude. Like I don't know.
True.
I'm just disappointed they don't have a live freaking violent bear on coke, pretty much ripping actors apart.
Yeah, I know, guys. What do you want, you maniac?
Yeah, I need the MMA version.
MMA Cocaine Bear.
Yeah. But this is what's strange, fans, is because you both know, because I spam you with all the crap that I watch all the time.
Yeah, that's puns.
Yeah. Even like, remember, Mac, as I famously spammed you in the middle of the night with the Purple Man fantasy film. Don't ask about that one, folks.
Was that the what are you doing in my realm, reptilian man?
Yeah, that reptilian dude.
Yeah, that was bad.
I went in there thinking, right, yeah, I'll love this. This is exactly the kind of silliness, like, and I was just sat there with my miserable face. It's like, not funny, shy. Now, Ray Liotta, though, was good. He stole the show. He really was good. And that was pretty much the only thing I liked in the entire movie. I was actually glad to escape. And it's weird because I've even watched a movie about a demonic tire killing people called Robert. So I should have enjoyed this movie.
Couldn't have possibly been better than Cocaine Bear.
But it's weird. Yeah, but it's weird. I didn't. But this is a thing with people who know me, like you guys do. I tend to be like this for some reason with any movie or music that everyone likes. People like. I'm always the opposite, and I did try to give it a chance. It's not the worst movie ever. Definitely wouldn't go and see it in the theater unless you're absolutely off your face. But I'll go on the positives instead of being totally miserable. The positive, it's showing that you can kind of get these throwback movies on a micro budget, as we were saying, like the original, where they can have a simple story, make it work, put the characters out there. At least it's something different to all the crappy fatful movies, which thankfully I think people are starting to wake up and realize actually these suck. The humor, even though in this one I didn't like it, is so much better than that cheesy popcorn crap that's always fed to us in fatful. So that's a positive. We might get more now that might give more kind of indie films, smaller directors a chance to get their vision across. I'm watching at the moment, this sub-subject, I'm watching a movie at the moment on Netflix called Fall, which actually isn't that bad. Okay, they've taken a lot of liberties in some areas, but it's another example of a small film, the small budget that's different to all this force-fed, manufactured, big budget garbage. And as you and Mike pointed out before we went live, Ant-Man 3 only made 10 million more than Cocaine Bear. So yeah, I mean, it is a throwback film. There is like kind of a sub story as well, like with I guess which even you could say is a bit like the Goonies with the, with the kids, kind of like a feel good coming of age movie mixed in with this as well. So there is that there. It's just, I honestly, I sat there, watched it, and I thought, yeah, this is ball ache bad.
Do you think that, like for a lot of us, that was like nostalgic because we grew up watching Beavis and Butthead and swearing at a young age. So when those kids were like, trying to eat Coke and get swearing and whatnot, you know what I mean? It was like,
hell yeah.
For us, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, it seems like for here, it's getting a pretty good response, you know what I mean? I haven't really looked about worldwide because, whatever, it seems like an American story, but
it's doing well here, man, as well. I didn't hate it. I just didn't think it was as good as everybody is saying.
And I'm seeing that's a lot. I mean, I don't know really. So I'm seeing that criticism here and there, like I was saying before. I just don't know how it really could have been much better because there wasn't really like that much downtime in the plot. I guess like, for child actors and all that crap, you get what you get, you know what I mean? But I'm really just not sure what could have been approved, like a bit more budget with better CGI, and I'm just not sure that mattered for Cocaine Bear, you know what I
mean? It's disappointed because Pedro Pascal, who played Pablo Escobar on Narcos, didn't even deliver the Ray Liotta.
Yeah, no shit, guys. He wanted him to fly in with the Mando armor, like, Cocaine Bear, your bricks are here.
Yeah.
This is the way.
Yeah. I give it that. I mean, it's right. It's right. It's the right length. It's around 90 minutes, so it's pretty much just go in there, eject your brain.
Yeah.
Either be miserable like me,
or go to the theater or go to the theater off your face, like Gaz was saying, like me, and you can see it's two completely different experiences. You know what I mean? Because I thought it was a crazy epic. You know what I mean? And that's the great part about Cocaine Bear. You can have both experiences, but. In all seriousness, guys, you said like your favorite parts were like Ray Liotta.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like there was enough Ray Liotta to save it for you. But one thing, I hope this is not a spoiler for people, but I think this would be something that you guys would want to hear if you haven't seen the movie yet. There was a lot more Ray Liotta in this movie than I expected. Just judging off the trailer, I thought it was just going to be one of those corny Hollywood cameos where he's in the first scene and then you don't see him for the rest of the movie,
Yeah, that's the thing. I could spoil it to someone. If you watch the trailer, you've seen the movie. It pretty much shows you the funny bits.
Well, it's
it really is. Yeah, exactly. But it is the part with the bears jumping in the ambulance as well. It
was crazy.
It's not the worst movie ever, but I wouldn't go to see at the theater unless you're in a alternative state, I shall say.
Which I did, and it works like a charm.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not the worst movie ever. But it's strange why I didn't like it because, serious point here. I was having a little like comedy rant earlier. Normally you guys know. I mean, I watch South Park all the time. All these kind of movies, all this kind of humor. So it's kind of made for my eccentricness, but for some reason I sat there and I just thought I just can't get into it. But it is a bit like two films as well. When Ray Liotta turns up, it turns into a completely different film.
It's almost like a more serious, like crime film. Would you say?
Yeah, his presence as well. I mean, his jacket, everything, man. I thought it was pretty dope.
Definitely.
I think he was the real star of the movie, even more so than Cocaine Bear.
Ray Liotta versus Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
Part 2.
No,
I mean, I agree. I mean, I could definitely see it. I mean, for me, again, I knew exactly what I was going to get when I saw the trailer, so I thought it delivered. I mean, my rating is, I gave it a pretty high rating. I mean, if you want, we could pretty much get straight into ratings, unless you guys have anything else to add.
No, not much to add. I mean,
go
ahead, guys.
Sorry, man. I just had a go on, bro. I'll wait.
Well, you found other reasons why you hate it so much.
No, it's actually positive. It was actually a positive for once, man.
Let's hear it.
The chick that played the sheriff, she was pretty good. Who got killed in the ambulance. Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
She was good.
So I don't want to do spoilers, but I was going to say that part when they go back to that sheriff lodge or whatever it is, and the door was open. I'm not going to say what happens, but like, man, there's because that was like on a hobo with a shotgun level violence. You know what I mean? Like, so it's all good. That was on like a hobo with a shotgun level violence. So I was just saying, like, outside.
And I love that movie.
outside of the Cocaine Bear and how bad the level of violence and how bad the bodies got massacred. I mean, they didn't hold punches on the hard R rating violence. That's all I want to say for the Paradigm review show Grindhouse fans. You're gonna get your Grindhouse fix in this movie, dude. It's super gory. Like, it's probably the goriest thing since a hobo with a shotgun.
Yeah, well, it is a throwback, as we may say, into all the movies of that era and how they're still made in the independent scene. I'm curious. I'm kind of both stoked and afraid of the new Evil Dead movie because
I'm more afraid. And not a scared way.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I'm meaning it.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see what it'll do with the R rating in that, but I'm worried about that. But that's for another show.
Facts. You guys, you good to go, guys? You guys ready to pop off ratings? One sec. Let me just give them the plot summary because we usually start with that. We forgot to this time. An oddball group of cops, criminals, and tourists and teens converge on a Georgia forest where a huge black bear goes on a murderous rampage after unintentionally ingesting cocaine. Cocaine bear. So yeah, you want to start us off with the rating, Mac?
Yeah, I mean, something like this, I think I'd give it like a 7.5. Just because
in that range.
It's fairly decent. You know what I mean? Wasn't expecting as much, but it showed enough, and that was pretty much what I wanted.
100%.
Yeah, for it being Ray Liotta's last movie, and you know, most of it just, you know, even though in some parts of the movie it seemed like some you know, family type, you know, scenes we showed. More that you know, PG-13-esque to it, but then all of a sudden somebody's limbs get ripped off and all that.
It's almost like they're making fun of it. It's like a satirical version.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what I liked about it, though. You know,
that's a good point. Yeah.
So yeah, you know, so Cocaine Bear, I give it a 7.5. It's definitely one of those movies I would, you know, see later, you know, a couple years.
Yeah, facts. I mean, again, I don't know if I'd watch it more than one time. I probably would.
Yeah, it's one time deal.
I could go 2 or 3 on it because of Ray, like guys was saying. But I had it marked as action. I'm going to change that, even though it's action to me. But apparently, it's a comedy
it's
slash
action comedy.
Yeah, it's they have it as a comedy slash thriller. You guys can read that. They have it as I'm going to cut you off, guys, because I need to brighten up the show a little bit. But they have it as a 6.4 on IMDb. I have it as a 8.10. So I'm right around max rating there. I could see it being anything from 8 to a 9.5. What'd you have? You were around.
I had it like an 8.5.
Yeah.
Right.
So my brother had an 8.5. He had it higher than me. So he's a big Ray Liotta fan though. So
Ray Liotta's dope.
Well, guys, just by yourself there, man.
All right, guys, put a damper on it. Your party pooper. I'm gonna drop you right now if it's below a 6. Where's the?
Well, it is, 4.5, man.
God, he's out of here. He's gone. How do I? He's gone. Goodbye, cocaine parent. That's disrespectful. You just gave Ray Liotta's last movie.
No, Ray.
The rest of the movie, but not Ray. You know, he's part of it, man. He's part of it.
Well, no, Ray's dope. But I've got to be honest, man. I just didn't think it was that good. It's not the worst ever. It's all right.
It's pretty good.
It's all right. It's not something I'd go out my way to watch. It's all right as a one-time deal. There's some stuff. There's some giggles in there, I guess. It's just I just didn't think it was as good as everyone was saying, man. That's all.
That's not the first time I heard that. So I don't know why I'm acting so flabbergasted, but I thought Ray did a little bit better than that. I mean, Ray was dope. Ice Cube's son was dope. I mean, I wouldn't say every actor in the film was dope, but there was enough good people to make it go by. It was Cocaine Bear, by the way.
The standouts, really, are Ice Cube's son and the chick that played the sheriff. Those were the best actors, I think, in the film. They really stood out. And the kid's mom wasn't bad either. She was pretty good.
I was about to say, you know what the kid's mom reminded me of? D. Wallace and Cujo. I don't know if y'all know.
Yeah, I see Cujo. It's dope. I watched it last fall. I watched it last October. This movie definitely has a Cujo vibe to it. I won't spoiler it, but that wildlife research guy, Gaz, that was the guy Mac was talking about. That was, you know what happened to him.
Yeah.
You didn't think that part was funny? Come on, dude. That part was ridiculous, dude.
Honestly, man, I don't know. And the weird thing is, like I keep saying, I watch this kind of stuff all the time.
That was like when they first encountered the cocaine bear, like when he first came across people. That was, and then of course, like the tourists. Again, I'm not going to go into much stuff. I don't know if you guys have anything else for us in the live chat. You really didn't give us much comments this time. You should have, because it was cocaine bear. Woo! Coke bear, baby. Rest in peace to Ray Liotta. Rest in peace to Ray Liotta, the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Gave us so much epic films from freaking, I don't even know, it's Goodfellas to Into the Name of the King Part 1.
Really nice, humble guy.
You know what I mean? But he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He had so many epic films. Man, I would have missed Ray Liotta. If that is his last movie, that's
apparently so, sadly.
We dedicated the review to him. Prayers to Tom Sizemore. Get well, Tom Sizemore. I don't know if you guys heard about that. I'm not going to go into it here, but I'll tell you guys off air. But make sure you guys pick up the comic book, The Dark Rift, Volume 1, Escape from Earth on Amazon. Get the paperback or get it for your Kindle. I know you kids nowadays with your internets, it's not real. And twitch.tv/Planet X Games. Subscribe to the channel. Get us over 600. What do you guys want to hear next? Right now, I'm watching Mando season 3. That Arnold movie is coming out. John Wick 4. So leave us some suggestions in the comments. What we should review next. What do you got?
There's a prequel coming out to the martial arts action film Fury called Furies. It's set in the 90s.
Interesting.
Might be okay because Fury is actually not that bad. So that could be worth covering as well.
Nice. All right, well, shoot us some suggestions, guys. Mac, you got anything else? Gaz, we out?
Yeah. Well, just one more thing. It wasn't Pedro Pascal that played Pablo. It was actually Wagner Moura.
From Elite Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moura was Pablo. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Pedro. But wasn't Pedro one of the cops, or he was in Narcos?
He was one of the ops. That was.
He was one of the cops. Yeah. Pedro was the GOAT. Shout out to Mando. We're watching Mando. Dune 2. We're definitely going to do Dune 2, Dune Part 2. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else with this, boys. That RoboCop game, we'll get some new game reviews up and whatnot.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Hit us in the comments, y'all. We out. Peace.
Yeah, peace.
Subscribe to the channel. Links below. Links in the description. Boom.